like this ride more after I rode it or ride it. You know what I like about it? The animatronics, like, they're really well done.
They're pretty basic because they're reskins of the existing ones from the previous ride, which were very basic.
I mean, they look really realistic though, like Sully and
the textures.
The textures, that's what I mean. Yeah. Convincing. I mean, Sully looks real, looks legit. Mike looks great. I love the way Mike looks.
He looks soft.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so before we leave the back lot, first of all, why is there a what's the thing from Tron? What is it called?
Recognizer.
Yeah, the recognizer. Why is there a recognizer out here? Are we in danger?
No, they just didn't bother to move it after Black Panther was in that building.
Is that what that was for? That was for.
So they covered up the screen portion and said, all right, we'll leave it.
All right, so we got stage, whatever that is, 20 something?
Something.
We got stage 17. You got another stage over there. 2 out of the, well, this is a stage, I guess. I don't know, is that a stage? No. 2 out of the 3 stages are empty.
Yep. And depending on the time of day, the third one might also be empty.
The third one is also sometimes. Finishing the conversation, okay. What? I mean, the stage star's supposed to be like the anchor.
Really?
Like we're gonna put some cool stuff in stage 17. And they have not been able to do better than Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hey,
like,
play it.
Yeah. Or, well, Flynn's Arcade wasn't bad.
But even then, that was only ever intended as part of that.
That was just part of, yeah.
Event.
So, let's ask this question, Fresh Baked. What do you want to have in stage 17? And what do you want to have in stage whatever that is?
And demoing them entirely is not an option.
Don't take my answer, Ian.
That is the answer.
Because, yeah,
it's more dark rides like Mike and Sully, a live show, which is not going to work because you need a demo to do that. Like Universal's, something like that, like the Waterworld show, something. I'm just saying to get away from the dark.
Well,
ride.
Olaf's Frozen Snowfest was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
enjoyed that.
That's what I mean. Something big, something on a scale like that to really go to dive in, commit to it.
Yeah,
great.
You know, they could have left that here forever. I would have been fine with that.
Right.
I would have come visit Olaf because for Olaf, it's always winter, right? He's got his little cloud and everything.
His own personal flurry.
Right.
Yeah, his own personal flurry. I don't mind that it's July with a Snowfest. That would be great. I'd be down for that.
So that's it. That's it, though. What he said, right? A permanent stunt show would be cool, though.
Yeah.
That's not something either of the parks that on the West Coast have.
All right, and yeah. Well, is that enough space for a stunt show?
It depends on the scale of it.
I never think there's enough space.
It depends on the scale.
Yeah. All right. So a permanent stunt show, a live show, something like Snowfest, and then my answer was dirt.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to that either.
Yeah, I'm good with dirt. I'm fine with dirt. And I think that Disney has decided that they're fine with, well, nothing.
At least for now. Can't imagine the folks in the parks management or at WI are proud of this condition. But I do wonder if they're like, for the time being, this is the way it is.
Do you imagine they're like every couple months they're having a meeting?
Yes.
A creative meeting. Okay, guys. Next on the list, next on the agenda is the Hollywood backlot.
Oh, look at the time. It's time.
Lunch.
We'll cover that next week.
It's on the agenda. It's always at the bottom, so it always gets brought up. And they're acutely aware of the problem.
Everyone has so many walk-on items at the end of the meeting. And they're like, oh, we'll have to pick that one next. Someone has the room.
There's a fire alarm schedule. We got a safety drill.
Nobody wants their name on it.
Sorry, we gotta go.
Nobody wants their name on it because it's going to be have to be a massive change, and like they don't know where to go.
It is so clearly being ignored, as opposed to, it's like they're not even. And that tells me that they don't have a plan.
They don't.
They do. It's long term.
Well,
it's down the road, and there's no point in talking about it.
It's that, or like you were saying in the queue, that they can't commit because there's still other balls in the air in other areas.
Other logistical and operational things that need to be sorted before they can really.
Yeah.
But that gives me hope though, because that means they're like, okay, we have a plan. At least there's something. If this happens, then this, rather than no idea.
To that's what when they announced Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I thought that was the first domino. that was the trigger to say, okay, now we've committed to that. That starts kicking things in gear, I thought.
That's a good point.
But I mean, it's probably still too early.
I mean, yeah, the reality is they don't owe us information years out, so.
Yeah, they don't want to give it to us.
They don't owe us information. Look at you.
Oh, I'm just saying, when they announce things like 5 years ahead of time.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We're like, wait, why is it not done yet?
Yeah.
Mickey's is taking 2 years, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, there's a point to not giving people information so early.
Plus, they did announce the Eastern Gateway, and they did announce the hotel.
Oh, and then
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Avengers Campus.
Well, they actually went out of their way not to talk about Avengers Campus for a long time,
For a
though.
long time. But now we know, and we also know there's multiple phases, so
Yeah.
like that bought us time. We'll worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the backlot and tomorrow.
Well, you know what? I'm good with that. I'm good with just giving me a concept art and a promise. For now, you know.
I'm okay.
That's
with
the way I
that.
was with Tomorrowland.
I will feel confident when I know that they are at least talking about it and there's a plan in place, or at least they're jumbling a couple ideas rather than we have no idea what we're gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that they have. Who knows? Who knows?
I know.
I have a great idea though. I have a great idea that's gonna make everything seem better. Does anybody want to guess?
Disneyland.
Raccoon Bar.
Ian,
1 second.
Raccoon Bar, I'm on.
1 second.
what did you, a raccoon bar? Oh my god. Frozen
Yes.
at the Hyperion.
Live at the Hyperion.
An hour and a half to almost a 2 hour commitment.
No, it's like, well, I guess you include the line, I guess.
Right, you gotta wait.
But it depends how busy it is. There was one time, maybe like a month or 2 ago, I practically walked in to
Really?
barely front seats like 20 minutes prior.
Do you feel like,
Granted, I may have lucked out because that was one of those slow days.
yeah. Do you feel like they're gonna keep this here when they go Avengers?
Well, considering all the Marvel stuff's over there, yeah.
Well, I mean, but look at, this always bugged me. You got the Hyperion right here, and then you've got, it doesn't, the whole thing, I hate it.
I mean, I wish it looked better inside and out. That's yes, but like, I don't think Marvel has any bearing on that. Because again, it's all over there. I would wish they had a more clear division between what will be Marvel.
There is
and
no
what's over
division.
here.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that happen.
Do we know why they cut shows?
I mean, they never publicly say why anything gets cut, so we don't. But
Do you feel like that points to anything? Is it a clue of any kind?
not necessarily, because I imagine interest will pick back up once the sequel actually comes out.
Do you think that we're getting? Oh boy. They're not going to redo the show for Frozen 2, are they?
I mean, not right away. I could again, if the movie does well, I can see that happening.
It's gonna do well.
Frozen 2 is 100% going to do well.
It's gonna do $1 billion.
Yeah, it'll do $1 billion. Yeah. I feel like nobody cares about this show. I really, or maybe that's just me. Am I projecting?
I know at least a fair few people on Twitter who always make a point of stopping it every now and then.
Yeah. I mean, I like the show. It's good. It's really well done. Good production values. We talked about that. The sets and all that are great. It's just such a time commitment for me. I cannot bring myself to go to the show.
I think part of that is you're doing a show, so
That's true.
your priorities and the way you work your day
Right,
is
I'm
very
projecting.
different from other guests.
Yeah, I'm projecting.
Even a more ride-centric guest is going to approach things very differently from someone else.
Right.
You'll never be on this show, will you?
No. I love the show. I do love the show. I also
No, I mean, but you're a commando. You're like,
Well, I think the more you come to the park, the more likely you are to do these type of things. That's why I do all the shows. I think if it's a destination and you have family coming in to visit, it's not something that's on the agenda typically. But Ian's family
does, yeah.
Right. So
And again, I think shows like that, especially long ones, are a good way to get off your feet for a good while.
Yeah.
Especially when they're air conditioned and you get entertainment. It's just different needs and priorities with different guests.
and for sure, like grandparents, like my grandparents, if you get in a demo, like if you're the 20 to 30 demo, probably not. But the older demo, I know my grandparents. This is high on the priority list when attending the park.
Really?
They want to see the show.
when's the last time you've been?
Again, it was like a month and a half or so ago. It was because once I found out they were going to cut starting in October, sometime in September, I was like, I better see at least one more time on Saturday, because otherwise I'm not going to get to for even a longer period.
Was it full?
At that time it was not, but again, we were still kind of in the middle of the tail end of the slow part of summer. So it was slow, but even when I'm like, I don't know if this is representative or not.
Yeah.
Because it was a weird attendance week in general. So it's like, it's slow, but I don't know if that's because the show's doing interest or just because the park's slow. So it was hard to say.
Would you flinch at all if they just demoed the whole thing?
If they said we're not going to build any kind of theater in its place, that would bum me out. Because I've said many times, both in reference to this and Magical Map, I think it's good for each park to have a larger, longer-form theater production, because that's not the kind of thing people can just get.
Magical Map is a 20-minute show, though.
It is. It's a lot shorter, which makes it more digestible. But the point is, it's still a larger scale production that people can't necessarily always get wherever they live. Yeah. Right? Broadway tours only go to cities with theaters big enough to handle them. Because not everyone gets to see a big show. So I think it's useful both in terms of soaking up crowds and offering things that guests can't get at home.
I would be floored if they demoed it.
Would you be sad? Floored is like, that's more shock, but I mean, how would you feel about it emotionally?
I think it needs to have a show, and Frozen is such a gigantic goldmine for them. I think I'd be sad.
I guess the difference between this and the full Broadway production is that's because that's longer. They can do more songs and more new stuff in there.
All right.
But yeah, as a theme park scale, that's about as big as you can get for a theme park show. And to be Frozen,
it's pretty Broadway. I mean,
in order to still be Frozen and do new stuff, it would have to be the length of the Broadway show.
Yeah.
Which now you're pushing a 2.5, 3-hour show with an 15-minute intermission. Which again, you can't do that on a theme park. That's beyond the scope of a theme park.
Yep.
And it's a waste of space for 2 days, completely unoccupied. Now that they've reduced the days.
Yeah. I can't figure out why they made that decision.
It could be an entertainment cut. We don't know.
Just staff, just hours.
It could. Because keep in mind, those performers definitely cost more than regular cast members.
Yeah, they do.
Well, that's what I've read. It's because it's union.
But it won't surprise me if once Frozen 2's out and interest peaks back up, then
people should be paid to do their art.
Right. Well, that's the thing is they're performers, and there's just like SAG and all those things. They're after whatever specifically they are for theater, so they have to get that rate.
Yes. And you should give them that.
And they should be given that rate. But I believe that's what I read. It was at least speculation that was the reason.
They want to turn everybody into a cast member.
I mean, considering they removed the puppets from the Disney Junior show because they were feuding with the Puppeteer Union, that wouldn't shock me in the slightest.
No, I know.
Right?
I know that it hurts, right?
Well, maybe the cast members could do the puppets, Ian. Cast member, we got all the characters you need with cast members.
Well, yeah. Well, if they're doing puppeteering, then they can go join the Puppeteers Union.
No. They also are going to sell you popcorn, but then when they're not selling you popcorn, they're gonna do puppets.
We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!